It was a once-in-a-generation moment and stopped the entire NBA in its tracks. And just like that, everything changed.
The Lakers have acquired five-time first-team All-NBA superstar Luka Doncic in a blockbuster that sends four-time first-team All-NBA superstar Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks.
Let's dig into the NBA deal that is being called the biggest and most surprising trade of all time. It'll take a while before any of us recover from this. There are a few players in the league that are considered untradeable. I'm thinking of players like Nikola Jokic or Steph Curry, guys who are the lifeblood of their teams. Unless they demand it, these guys aren't going anywhere because letting them go could potentially be a franchise-ending move.
First half, stunning. 27-point lead, down goes Johnson, three,
Luka Doncic is one of those players considered untouchable. Well, he was. But on February 1st, 2025, the NBA world was rocked by the news that Doncic was being traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. At first, millions of basketball fans stared at their phones, sure that Shams Charania was hacked. We all thought, there's no way. But within minutes, it was official. Doncic was leaving the only team he has ever known in exchange for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. Even now, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and makes us want to talk about some of the conspiracies that people are sharing. But how about we avoid that for now and talk about the facts of this trade? Before we dive in, we'd really appreciate it if you could take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps more basketball fans find our channel, and trust me, you won't want to miss what we got coming. Let's grow this community and keep the Hoop Central content rolling. Now, let's get back to these crazy trades. Let's talk numbers. He's putting up 28.1 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 7.8 assists per game this season, and is talked about as one of the three best players in the league right now. Plus, Luka is just 25 years old. So why, oh why, would Dallas decide to part ways with him?
An NBA All-Star texts me and say, do you know how much the Mavericks must hate Luka? I mean, this is what they're talking about in the league.
We know a few things. Firstly, we know he was going to be eligible for a Supermax contract extension soon. The Mavericks could have been on the hook for more than $330 million in the largest extension in NBA history. Even for a basketball franchise, that's a lot of cash. So perhaps they were hesitant to sign him to another deal. That's even more likely because the front office was allegedly unhappy with how Luka is treating his body. They were concerned about his conditioning. Look, we can all admit we have poked fun at Luka and his weight. The dude is a terrific basketball player, but he sometimes looks a little doughy and soft around the center. Hey, we all get a little overboard on cheat days, but is that really a reason to move on from a superstar? Sure, there were whispers about him creeping past 270 pounds, but if he's still dropping nearly 30 a night, what's the problem? The real issue? He's about to command a massive contract, yet his commitment to conditioning is raising eyebrows. For most players, that would be a deal breaker, but this isn't just anyone. This is Luka Doncic. So what if he was going to cost him a lot? And so what if he's not following a strict diet? Luka will definitely be a Hall of Famer in the future, and some people think he could be a top 15 player of all time. When someone is that good, you don't train them away unless they are demanding it. Deal with that contract and hire new nutritionists or trainers. Do whatever it takes. Of course, that's only good advice if Anthony Davis isn't part of the picture. Right after the trade, Mavericks general manager and public enemy number one in Dallas, Nico Harrison, said that defense wins championships. Then came the report saying that Mavericks had been angling to get Anthony Davis for a long time. They love what he has done in Los Angeles, and they see him as someone who could push the team back to the finals. If defense really does win championships, you can't do much better than one of the best defensive players in the world.
And then as we turn the page, I think it's important to know that Jay Kidd and I, we've had a vision in the culture that we want to create since we've been here. And, we think defense wins championships.
In the eyes of Harrison and his staff, Davis was equal to Doncic in terms of importance. Both are superstars, but in their own ways. And since the Mavericks already have Kyrie Irving running plays and handling the ball, they were willing to cut ties with Luka and put all their eggs in Anthony Davis's basket. So that's the official story. The Mavericks were ready to move on from Luka, and they think Davis could be everything they need to win a title. But the moment the trade was made official, the internet was crowded with a ton of conspiracies, and doesn't seem like they're going away anytime soon. Conspiracy number 1. The NBA wants the Lakers to succeed. This is one theory that was everywhere right away. We all know the league is suffering from a dip in the ratings. See one of our previous videos. There are a lot of reasons for that, but one of them is that the NBA's most popular teams don't have the star power they used to. Yes, the Lakers have LeBron James, but the man is 40 years old and will be retiring soon. But if Luka were running the league, the next generation of NBA superstardom would be front and center with one of the world's most popular teams. Luka in LA will boost ratings, which is great for the NBA's bottom line. And that is why so many people think Commissioner Adam Silver put his thumb on the scale and secretly pushed this deal behind the scenes.
At 25, they traded probably the best scorer in the NBA at 25. I feel bad for Luka, man, because I saw some on YouTube that said he just bought a crib and everything in Dallas, so that sucks, man. That sucks.
So, that is one theory, but it's not the only one. Another says that the Mavericks are trying to leave Dallas. Yeah, you heard that right. There are more than a few people who think the Mavericks will be packing up their bags and moving, perhaps to Las Vegas. When Mark Cuban sold his majority ownership of the team, he made a deal with the Alderson family, who are huge in Las Vegas and the gambling industry. It's a well-known secret that they want to open a massive gambling operation in Dallas. Imagine the Mavericks Stadium being part sports center and part casino. Think of all the money they can make. The only problem is that gambling remains illegal in Texas. So the Alderson family have been attempting to convince Lone Star politicians to change their laws, but they haven't had much luck there yet. Their plans of turning Dallas into the Vegas of the South is falling apart. So what can they do? Well, rumor has it they are holding the team hostage so that Texas legislators make moves to legalize gambling. Their first move was to part ways with Luka Doncic, one of the NBA's biggest stars. But this was just a warning. Do what we say, the Mavericks are warning, or we will move the entire franchise to Nevada and you'll have nothing. Some people think the Mavericks were sending a warning shot here. They are willing to let this team wither and die unless they get what they want. Of course, those are just theories, and we may never know the real truth behind this trade. But what we do know is that it happened. There's no going back. In the blink of an eye, Luka Doncic moved to the Los Angeles Lakers and Anthony Davis moved to the Mavericks. Whether they liked it or not, new chapters have begun for both of these teams. In some ways, it's kind of exciting. Both of these teams have just radically transformed in an amazing, unbelievable way that could alter the NBA for years to come. But at the same time, man, I understand why fans are so upset. For Dallas followers, it was a heartbreaker. And even for LA fans, it hurts because they will dearly miss Anthony Davis. No matter what happens, we can tell our great-grandkids that we were there when the NBA was shaken to its core and the most stunning trade of all time changed everything. Thank you for joining us as we have taken a deep dive into one of the biggest trades in recent memory and some of the conspiracies that go along with it. Put in the comments below which team you think is going to benefit most, or if you have a conspiracy of your own, drop it in the comments as well so we can go check it out. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you get the latest content right when it drops. Until then, keep your tinfoil hats on, because you never know. We'll see you next time.